to get started. We made some major changes at the Dig Agency. We have gone old school. The band is getting back together. We are refurbishing how we approach and recruit agents, and have come to the conclusion on some ways that we were doing the business recruiting was not the optimal direction, nor was it really, as a business that I wanted to run, was heading in the direction that I desired. So in short, what's changed? So we have suspended, for free leads, the recruitment of free lead agents. And we will re-roll that out probably in the first quarter after we rehab some things internally. And I'll talk to you more about how we're going to recruit agents towards the free lead model. But in the meantime, what we have done is rolled back out the old-fashioned way of recruiting agents into a broker-based model where you own your book of business, you get the renewals, you pay for the leads, but you maximize your commissions. You have access to leads at cost with no markup, lead financing, the dialer and CRM system that are just amazing to use at the Dig Agency. It's just incredible. And now we're leading our recruiting efforts in that direction as opposed to the free leads direction. So the first question, of course, is, okay, so why have you changed the strategy? Several reasons. And this has been something I've thought of and contemplated for a long time. And a lot of it just comes down to, ultimately, the way I wanted to run my business, in my mind, is always, I wanted to be the best at it. I wanted to be best, not just in the content. Of course, my content's the best. Ashley is pretty good too, by the way. Pretty close. But in all seriousness, I want to be the best, not just in the content, but in onboarding, training, the leads that we have, the training, the support. It's not a promise that everybody's going to be successful, but I always wanted to give everybody the best that we could. And I felt like, and what I've learned is through the free leads model, that if that's what you lead with, unfortunately, you can't do that. And I think the only way to make a business like that viable, after looking at the numbers for the several years that we did free leads for 2 years, we would have to turn into something that I wasn't interested in. And chiefly that was more of a model like North Star does, Peter Roberts does, as well as Digital BGA with their LOA model, which is a wage plus bonus, low wage plus low bonus type of strategy. And the problem with those models is that the thing that you need to sustain those in the way that we recruit is by design unsustainable. I did it. Here's what I mean. I did a survey about a month and a half ago, and I asked my agents, I said, hey, where do you see yourself in this business? Do you see yourself being a free leads agent like indefinitely? Or do you see yourself as a broker agent, like wanting to move to an agent, buying leads, higher commissions, et cetera? And long story short, 70% of those agents in an anonymous survey said, want to move to a broker. They want to become a broker. And when you run a sales organization, anybody will tell you, it's the top producers that are the ones that are responsible for your profitability, especially in one where you're carrying the cost, like in a free lead program, right? You're carrying the cost of the leads. It's a very significant operational cost, et cetera. And so if you're top talent, I don't blame them. If they're looking for the door because they feel like they can do better elsewhere, what is the compelling reason you're going to give them to stay around if they really feel they can do better? And so to me, on that level, if I can't keep top talent, it's very difficult to justify the business model. So that's one reason. The other reason is that looking at the cost structure of the business model, I think it really is only sustainable on a traditional employment-based opportunity, wage plus bonus. And we historically have done it we started with agents vested at low commissions, then we changed the LOA to kind of address some of those issues. But even still, the problem persists. To control the costs that are associated with the business, you really have to drive to that type of model. There's a reason why the ones who've been doing it successful have been doing it that way. I resisted because I want my agents to have a really fair deal. But unfortunately, the economics of the free lead system doesn't allow that, at least in my experience. And so all of these issues together have really brought me to the point of realizing, like, the long-term sustainability of this business of doing free leads where I'd have to hire W-2s, get into a mid-sized business model with added bureaucracy. I don't want that. I mean, you see me in my videos. I'm the dude in the Hawaiian shirt. All right, like I'm not a corporate guy. I mean, I got my suit on and stuff. This is very serious conversation. But in all seriousness, I didn't want that, and so I didn't want to spend the next couple of years figuring that out too. So it led me to the decision to really pull the plug on the way we're doing free lead recruiting agents to free leads, and get back to the fundamentals and get back to being the best, which to me, in my mind, is providing the best platform for the people that want to perform at the highest levels possible, that can get the highest commissions, that have the best technology, but not just that, have the best onboarding support, the best training, the best assistance, and to really be loved on across the board. We needed our agents to get more love, if you know what I mean. And I hope you do. It's not that kind of love, but the good kind of love that you'd expect from a partner. Okay, get the point. So back to being the best is what the tagline here at the Dig Agency is. The band is getting back together, like I told a friend of mine in the business not too long ago. So we're getting back to recruiting brokers. If you want to see how all of that works, I'm happy to explain in the chat more. You can go to my website, daviddeford.com, watch the video, opt in below, and then we've got a bunch of explanatory videos that will explain you the differences, what's required, et cetera. A couple other really cool things real quick, though. And the results have been, the feedback's been outstanding. I'd say 90% of my big producers are moving over to broker. A lot of my free leads agents are moving over to the broker because I see the opportunity. And it's just been very, very good. So the last thing I'll mention, a couple other cool things. I didn't say we're getting rid of free leads. I'm saying how we're branding it. And doing the internal survey and rehabbing some ways to make it more functional. We're going to roll out in January a new free lead agent model that you can join. But the way we're going to pitch it and sell it is going to be more along the lines of the reality that we live in, which is agents want to be a broker and buy leads and all that stuff, which is fine. So it's going to be more like a Kickstart program, free leads for a set period of time, 90 to 180 days is what I'm thinking. Again, this is all in my head. There's a lot going on right now, so we'll formulate it and announce it here soon. But the idea is for those people who don't want to invest the requirement and maybe start off with a little less risk, to start in a very modulated way to get the requisite experience, competence, and confidence, so that in a period of time, they can be ready to take the leap, where that is what is assumed to start from, as opposed to what we were doing before, which is you end here at free leads. But no, the truth is free lead programs are stepping stones to being a broker and above and beyond that too. So more on that soon. So if you like the idea of free leads, we'll have more about that, and the brokering program for sure. I imagine the free lead program will be kind of like a second option to the primary option, just jumping in as a broker. Now, the last thing I'll mention here is that we are in the process of testing out an annuity, IUL, and term marketing-based sales and marketing model. And we're going to be in the next 1 to 2 quarters, so first half of the year, rolling out a recruiting model to where you can come sell these products, targeting a mass market type of approach, as well as an advanced market, like think people with more money. The initial results right now with the agents we're working on are very promising. We've actually got more annuity opportunities than IULs off of the small leads that we're working. One agent got into a pipeline of $200,000 to $300,000 annuity off of his first 20 IUL leads. So pretty exciting. So, but we're in the testing phase for sure. And it's been very promising, but we're still working on that. That is definitely coming. That's a big push in the direction I want to go. So please continue to open all of my millions of emails I sent you, and I'll be happy to build you or send you more information as we go along. So if you have questions about any of that, anything I just mentioned, the shift in how we recruit, where free leads is going, the new systems, the IUL annuity term system we're testing out, and throw them in the chat now. I'm going to kind of address those questions now. And then we're going to talk about Dana Neeson and one of her opinions on sales. That I'll save it for you here in a minute. Okay, let's check the chat here. Hey, Cindy, I'm in Chattanooga. What's the best age group to target final expense? The older, the better. Imagine Mildred, Ebony, Florence. These people are like, well, maybe they're a little old, but they'll buy. People, seriously, though, I would say 50 to 85, generally speaking, but 60s and 70s is the sweet spot for sure. Okay, let's keep going here. Can the broker, hey, Queen, can the broker still build a team? Yes. So, again, millions of things going on with this transition. One of the things we're going to get to is building out the recruitment model. We're not turning into an MLM or pyramid scheme, y'all, but some people want to recruit, and there's a way to do this. In short, we're kind of like a franchise model. You just send them to us. We'll do all the work. We just need people to find people. So we'll talk more about that at a future date. But yes, that will be there too. That's how it is, Ashley, 100%, the Pareto Principal. All right. Can a broker still build a team? Yep. What are the total fees per month and during entry regarding your new program? So we have a dig systems fee that covers, and this is really important to understand. It's business. It's the business in the box. It gets you access to the CRM we've carefully built the last couple of years for final expense, eventually for other life insurance like IUL, et cetera. Also, our Convoso dialer, which is just money. It is the best single dialer that's out there. It blows the pants off of, well, I won't say the other ones, but every other one that's out there that's branded as retail. You can't get it either unless you have a call center of 20 people. It also gets you the lead management fee so that you can get leads at cost from us. We don't mark up our leads. You get them at cost. They're great leads, the same exact leads we use in free leads. We know where to get them and how to get them at a good cost with good conversion. And then last but not least, our lead financing. So you can get leads with us without paying for them up front. So you get leads to make sales, to earn commissions, and then turn around and use the commission dollars to pay for the leads so that you don't dig into your own pocket for them. So that can be as low as $3.99 weekly for all of that. And it's a little bit more complex than that. I'll let some of my overviews explain that. But the idea is in exchange for that business in the box fee, you're going to save a substantial amount more money not having to spend retail on leads or fooling with lead management and the frustrations that may come with that kind of thing. Or some crappy dialer, which is not good either. All right. Okay. Wholesale price leads, $15 to $18 a lead, but we're always actively trying to lower that as long as we have a commensurate level of what's the word I'm looking for? Conversion. We don't want to lower lead prices to lower the amount of sales that you get. That commonly happens. So that's roughly the range that they're in. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. I just moved from Dana's team to here. Thank you. I loved her team. I just ran out of lead spend because of a medical emergency. Sorry to hear that. Hope you're okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Will annuities also be? Yes, we will definitely, Joel, be on the annuity game. Jessica Fox is a longtime agent of mine. She is a $1 million roundtable producer in annuities. She started beating the streets in Vegas pre-COVID and literally selling final expense. And she actually sold a $1 million annuity to a final expense direct mail lead. And it's a pretty cool story. The guy threw her off his porch, and then she talked him into it, and the rest is history. So anyway, she migrated annuity sales over the last couple of years and is agreed to help agents who find annuities to help coach them, train them, how to deliver them, how to position and pitch them. She's excellent at what she does, highly ethical, very good person, long-time relationship with her, and she's in your corner to help you sell annuities. Okay. How long do free leads agents last with you? Well, that's the thing, Stone, right? Like all of this is brand new. So it really just depends. Like some people don't last long. Some people last a long time. It's hard to say because we really haven't pushed this well-developed broker approach until now. We've always had like a broker. Like, yeah, you can go buy our own leads and we'll give you higher commission, but we haven't really built it out to the degree you have. So it's hard to answer that question. I do know this. If you're making, 20,000 a month in production and you start comparing and this is true for any free lead program, you look at the free lead commissions and then you look at the broker commissions, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be like, I can make a lot more money, not just on the front end, but on renewals if I just go do this and buy the leads. And the more you do, the high level of production, more confident you get. And it just becomes a natural next step. So what you'll see is likely 70% of the people or more of the productive agents are going to want to do this. In other words, if you're good at this, you'll want to go broker.